Skylanders are the best microtransactions of all time. If you don't know what Skylanders are, they were basically a spin-off from the Spyro video game universe, which then became its own long-spanning video game franchise that had one major gimmick: the Skylanders themselves. These were small figurines with little RFID chips placed in them. You could get them and then put your Skylanders on this cool portal that came with the game. It was basically the RFID reader, and you would then see your Skylander appear on screen, and you can save your build and specific abilities to your Skylander and then go to a different friend's house who had the game, and it would be the same Skylander. It would remember who it was and what abilities it had and how much experience it needed to level up and whatnot. It was so fucking awesome. The premise of combining toys and video games is probably the most genius move in all of marketing. Just like the Pokewalker, which is probably something I'll do a whole video on because goddamn, it's my favorite piece of technology, and Nintendo dropped the goddamn ball, never doing it again after Heart Gold Soul Silver. Skylanders, at the end of the day, is all about microtransactions. Just instead of your microtransactions being from the Steam Marketplace, loot boxes, Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, etc., buzzword. In Skylanders' case, the DLC was freaking sick action figures. Microtransactions have a long history. They date back at least 100 years to the 1980s, with the 1982 arcade video game Lost Tomb, which periodically offers the player 25 whips, which I guess were single-use strong attacks, if you inserted a quarter. The other arcade game, Double Dragon 3: The Rosetta Stone in the 1990s, has shops where players can insert coins, real life like money, to purchase upgrades, power-ups, health, weapons, special moves, and player characters. I was introduced to microtransactions using real-life money for virtual stuff with Nexon's hit big number, go on screen, grind for big more number game, Maple Story. I remember playing this game for hours as a wee lad. There's a freaking dude named Evan who can get a dragon. That's fucking sick, am I right? But you couldn't go 2 feet without the pop-ups and trade windows showing all kinds of crazy outfits and pets and chairs and cosmetics, all being bought from Nexon for real cash, which was crazy. Thankfully, I was broke because I was a child, but I could see it, and it definitely awoke something. From the mid-2000s onwards, microtransactions crept into every video game possible as it makes money. So now most people think it's fair to consider microtransactions as primarily cosmetics. It doesn't actually change the fundamental balance or playability, but there are, in fact, plenty of cash-locked DLC classes that are just way better than the free options. In Vermintide, they have this DLC Invincible Sigmar guy. I bought him because he's cracked out of his goddamn mind and way better than the other subclasses, and I'm bad at the game and he helps me win more. You want to do cool grapple stuff in Destiny where you shoot webs and stuff? Well, too bad, Guardian. Cough up the money. You gotta pay for that. You want the new DLC of just more grinding? You gotta pay for that. Also, do yourself a favor and uninstall Destiny, and please go on a walk instead. Regardless of cosmetics or playable features, microtransactions were primarily virtual. You get nothing to show for your money. You get a cool skin. It exists on a hard drive on a server somewhere, but you can't hold that. You can't take it with you in the real sense of you can't actually take it with you, which is now where we catch up with Skylanders. The figurines are DLC microtransactions. They're a price-gated character that is unavailable with the standard game purchase. You buy Skylanders, you don't get all of them. You got to go buy the other ones. You can, play the game. You can win the game with some of it, but there are some gates that are locked unless you have specific aura types on your Skylanders, which you don't have with just the base game. You don't get all of them, so you have to go and buy them. And let's be real. The idea that DLC content is a physical object that you can hold at and look at and use as a toy when your brother wouldn't let you use the Wii because he wanted to play Kirby's Epic Yarn because Kirby's Epic Yarn is a goddamn banger of a game, and I can't blame him for it, but he wouldn't let me play Skylanders. At the time he was playing Kirby's Epic Yarn. I had a figurine I could play with using my mind, even when the Wii was occupied for arguably a better game. In more recent years, I have noticed and watched a lot of videos and read a lot of stuff about modern audiences responding better to the experience than perhaps a thrill Take Star Wars Land as an example. It's got a fully designed set, an interactive cast, and a vibe that makes you feel like you genuinely walked into a trading hub on a Star Wars planet. And you're more okay spending money because it's part of an experience. AI, growing in its, infinite power and knowledge and damage and whatnot, is going to creep into basically every form of digital media. And since people don't want to consume AI content, the easiest way to not consume AI content is by doing stuff live, human to human. You can do it live theater, performance, interactions. It's all going to grow in popularity because AI is making people not want to be on the internet. These toys were microtransactions and yet an experience at the same time. A tactile sensation with a fun gimmick of loading them into the game via the portal. It was sick. The Skylanders would light up, the portal would light up, and there'd be a little animation that played on screen. And I wish we had this for basically every video game. It would be awesome if they had a Steam portal that every Steam game you could get maybe one or two physical media things, and you could put them on the Steam portal, and it would show up in your Steam thing. You could trade it with your buddies. You could take your little CSGO kit over to somebody else's house and put it on their Steam thing and play it. With all the tech out there and the growing urge for experiences over thrills or other forms of digital virtual media, why not have some fucking fun with that stuff, Digital ownership of games versus physical media is already a hot topic of discussion, and I don't want to really wade into that because I think we already perfected the model with Skylanders. This shit was awesome. This shit was peak. Let's take my Sigmar class from Vermintide as an example. It was about $5, I believe, to unlock this DLC class. I would genuinely, realistically pay $20 for the same thing if it came in the form of a skull that I could scan and it would boot it into my system, because then I have a cool little skull and then I get my cool class. I get both, the best of both worlds. And you'd be like, oh, but it's too expensive. That's the point. I'm more physically drawn into the thing that I'm playing. I'm mainly just spitballing ideas here, but Skylanders was the GOAT. And I think more games should involve some form of physical interaction with their video games. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'd love to read them in the comments down below. And if you like this and want to support the channel, the best way to do so is by using the Patreon linked in the description down below. I'm now going to try and name as many Skylanders from memory while the patron list goes by behind me. Also, you should subscribe and like the video and comment and stuff like that. All right. We got Spyro, obviously. We got Stealth Elf. We got, dude, was his name Basher? No, that's like a Minecraft guy. Bash something. He was a big rock guy with a hammer you could charge up infinitely. We got Gun. No, he was Trigger Happy. That's right. There was the Merfolk guy. He was like a water gun. He had like a big harpoon gun. Oh no. We had Stomp Tromp? No, Stump. He's a stump guy. Fuck, what's his name? He's a stump. We had Knight Rider. That's not his name. The dark skeleton guy. Skeleton Knight? Oh my God. I know what they look like, but I can't name them. Okay. Then we got Skylanders Giants. So we had big fucking Treebeard guy. Then we had Buzzbee Boy. He was like a big buzz guy. Then we had Magnetron. There was like Big Trigger Happy too. He came out. Yeah, let me see. There was like a million. There was Dark Spyro. There was Gem guy, dude who had like crystals for arms. He was sick. Crystal guy. Oh boy. Well, they had like poison. They had fire. They had like types too. They had a fire type. They had water types. Oh man. Yeah, no, this is tough. Name your favorite Skylander if you've been around and Robin didn't end the video before then. All right. Bye.